AAA games are coming back. I'm so happy about this because for too long have bad AAA games tarnished the gaming industry. So it'll tarnish, an Elden Ring reference. But I wanted to make this video to talk about how I think we're about to enter the era of AA games, because I look at the success of Expedition 33, and I'm not saying that because of the success of Expedition 33, double games are just gonna come back. But within recent days, having Nintendo raised their normal game prices, or at least for first-party games, they're trying to make their normal games $80. And then once they put the Switch 2 on pre-sale or on pre-order, it sold out everywhere, even after the entire internet was just spamming them with like, this is so expensive, literally why nobody's gonna do this. And then right when they pre-ordered the Switch 2, everybody bought a Switch 2 and it was sold out literally everywhere. And then Xbox saw that and they were like, ooh, Nintendo's got something interesting going on over there. So they were like, ooh, by the holidays, all of our stuff is going to be increased. The consoles are going to cost more. The games are going to cost more. Everything's going to cost more because $80 is now the new minimum, right when people are getting used to $70. And long story short, with so many AAA games coming out like every month, people just can't afford that. I'm predicting that indie games are going to thrive in this environment because games like Expedition 33, that game cost $45 on Steam, or probably on everywhere else, right? Steam is where I played it, but nevertheless, I mean, this game was $45 and it gave me 60. It took me 60 hours to do everything in the game, and I loved every second of it. The story was fantastic. The writing, the gameplay was top notch. It redefined turn-based games, right? Meanwhile, when I played Spider-Man 2, that game took me like 23 hours to platinum the game, to do everything in the game. It took me 23 hours. Now, I'm not saying that a game's price should be equivalent to how long it takes you to beat the game, but in terms of games like Spider-Man 2 being so world-renowned and everybody's gonna buy the game, people with normal 9-to-5 office jobs are gonna come home to a game like Spider-Man 2 because they know about it and it's familiar. But imagine it being $80 and then you play it for a few nights and then you're done. And then that's $80 for an experience that I would say is probably less than the first Spider-Man, to be honest. Now, the gameplay was fantastic. Do not get me wrong. The gameplay was so much better than the first Spider-Man, right? But I'm talking about just in terms of like the story or just the amount of content in general. You just got less of from the first game, which is a product of them being rushed. They were rushed in development and they finally released the game, such as New Game Plus being added like a year later when everybody was already over the game. And then Insomniac obviously had that situation where hackers came in and, you know, took a whole bunch of their data. And so because of that, they weren't able to do a DLC because everybody knew about it. And so they were like, well, I guess we're just not doing it anymore. But anyway, I've distracted myself. I've gotten completely off topic. People are starting to recognize that the AA gaming environment right now is starting to get incredible because the AA and single A games, because a lot of people have just sort of gotten over a lot of these bad AAA games. Now, I'm not saying that the Mario Kart and stuff is bad. I'm just talking about in the likes of like Concord and Marathon and things like that. So I feel in the next few years when they try to make $80 the main price point, I don't feel like a whole lot of customers and people are just going to be able to, you know, lay down $80 a few times a month for new AAA games that are coming out. So if they can't spend $80 on that kind of stuff, what games are going to be more accessible to them? Right? And with these indie games becoming more and more popular online, I feel like that in itself is enough marketing. Because I'm gonna bring up Expedition 33 again, because I didn't really know anything about Expedition 33 until it came out and everybody was like, oh, this game is fantastic, right? It was like flooding the internet and I was like, okay, I gotta figure this out. What is this game? And so I tried it out and I was like, okay, this is a masterpiece. And then the longer it came on, everybody was talking about it. So I feel like that is the best kind of marketing where it's literally just word of mouth. It's literally just everybody saying, hey, you need to play this game. It's so good. You need to play Schedule 1. It's fantastic. You need to play Balatro. It's nominated for Game of the Year. It's these like $10 to $40 games or $50 games. Like, I feel like we're going to have a revolution where these games that are more revolutionary in terms of gameplay and artistry at the same time, I feel like these games are going to be what people are going to be buying. Of course, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what IPs these big AAA companies are going to try and use to try and influence these players into, you know, paying the $80. But I don't know. I feel like it's time. It's time for indie games to get their light, and I feel like it's coming. I feel like the era of the AA game is coming back, which I'm so excited for it because it just allows all of these companies to take so many more risks because things don't cost that much. So if something doesn't work, it's fine. So not everything has to be what we've already seen before, where nothing is being revolutionized and it's just like another Assassin's Creed, you know, reskin of a game we've seen 40 million times before, right? Or a game like Concord, it's basically just a poor Overwatch reskin, you know? It allows for competition and for progression in, you know, gameplay, story, artistry, and all those kinds of things. And I feel like the era of the AA game is what we need right now, especially in the era of games starting to be $80, which is crazy. I don't see how a whole lot of people are going to be able to buy all of these games because there's so much content now these days. There's so many games coming out so often, and to be able to, you know, hash out to $80 for a game like that a few times a month, like that's crazy. I mean, people are probably still going to do it though, knowing, you know, customers and things like that, but I don't know. But I guess we'll find out. Let me know what your thoughts are about this in the comments. I'd love to see if people think differently about this, or if you agree with me. But I really hope that AA games are, this is just me like speculating, right? But I really hope this is what's gonna happen. I'm prophesizing it. But anyway, if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment down below. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.